We've got a packed show.
Yeah, sure.
But I would be remiss if I did not take a moment to ask you, Vince, huge sci-fi head.
I am, absolutely.
And huge fan of Dune.
Yes, I am.
Did you make your way to the cinema to see Dune 2?
I did. I'm laughing because you said I'm a huge Dune fan. And my brother has been teasing me all weekend.
Really?
About how I forced him to watch the David Lynch.
The original?
The David Lynch Dune over and over again when we were teenagers. Because I was low-key obsessed with it.
Wow, that's a hard movie to be obsessed with, man.
That's what y'all keep telling me. The theatrical cut is an abomination. But his cut, his 3+ hour cut.
Oh, okay.
That's the one.
Okay. Dune the series.
Dune.
So what about Dune 2?
Look, I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is a visual masterpiece. Like it really is a film that you realize some films need to be seen on a large screen.
Okay.
You know, Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve.
His direction is amazing.
Are you a Timothée Chalamet fan?
You know, I liked him in like The French Dispatch.
Okay.
And I liked him on that episode of Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
So like I'm not that familiar with his work, but he does fine in here.
You liked him in the first Dune.
I liked him in the first Dune. But you know, Dune, it's funny, before we start broadcasting, you and I were talking about Star Wars.
Yeah.
And you have these sort of classic sci-fi text that a lot of times show their age. And, you know, truth be told, Dune is about this far removed from Tarzan with the white savior stuff and this, that, and the other. But it's always kind of been like the Tropic Thunder debate, where people get mad at Robert Downey Jr. So, you know, he has on blackface. And then the retort is, well, he has on blackface, but it's really a critique of blackface.
Right.
But then the retort is, nah, you just found a loophole to do blackface. And that's always kind of been Dune. Like, Dune is very much this white savior figure. And you know, I've been saying, you know, it's like skinny white boy space Jesus. And he goes to this planet that, you know, it's absolutely not Muslims and Arabs at all. You know, there's the oil that the West needs, the spice.
That's right. It's the spice
that the Imperium needs to travel. And it's you know, it's like the location of this great conflict. And then Timothée Chalamet's, you know, Paul Atreides comes and it's the whole story about whether or not he is the skinny white boy space Jesus that has been prophesized. And there's critique in there about not falling for this. Both, you know, and Frank Herbert, who wrote the novel, in his defense, the critique is in the book. And the critique is in the movie if you're kind of paying attention. And you know, like Zendaya's, her whole kind of thing basically is, you know, this is kind of dodgy. Like y'all need to slow down a little bit with all this. And it's like, oh, we have Middle Eastern actors, and we have these accents, and shut up, Zendaya. Shut up. Skinny white boy space Jesus is going to save us all. He's been prophesized. And, you know, she's like, oh no, guys, this is kind of dodgy. So it's there if you're kind of paying attention at this critique. But speaking of science fiction, you and I have watched people miss the entire point of Starship Troopers for the past 30 years, how that was satire. And this is much more subtle than Starship Troopers. Yeah. So, you know, Timothée Chalamet in the middle, and he's holding up the knife. And again, it's all these brown and, North African. And then, we're not speaking Arabic at all.
That's right.
But it's like, we're not using the word jihad, but we're we're going to follow you. Ooh. And it's like, this. But I loved it. I mean, look, I'm a Dune dude. Like I said, my brother. But
I loved it.
My brother, quietly my boys, because I've been a Dune dude since, Dune's one of those books. If it catches you at the right time, like you read Dune when you're like 13 and it blows your mind.
Okay.
It's like Dune or like Ender's Game. Or like Lord of the Rings, like, wow, I've never read anything like this. So like, I'm a Dune guy. I think this is the best adaptation I've seen. I mean, hasn't been that many. There was that mini series a few years ago, and then again, just that
David Lynch,
and which is just bananas and bizarre. But it's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. The acting is great. The special effects I thought were great. The costumes, the design. I think, again, as much of a critique as you can have built in to the story, you have, because again, not to get too nerdy, but like even the first novel, Frank Herbert basically was like, people kind of missed the point. Like skinny white boy space Jesus is not a good thing. Like y'all are saying it's a good thing, frankly, because you're racist and you think Jesus should be a skinny white boy from space. So but like if you actually read the book, he's telling you this is not a good thing. And then it's like so you have Dune, and Dune becomes a phenomenon, the book, and then it's like 6-7 years later that he publishes the sequel, which I think is Dune Messiah that's first. It's either Dune Messiah or Children of Dune. No, I think Dune Messiah is the first sequel. And that's the book where he's basically saying Paul being skinny white boy space Jesus was not a good thing.
Right.
So, but I loved it.
You loved it.
I loved it. I loved it.
And you said you might actually go see it again.
I am looking for a big screen. Like my daughter is out of town and she's coming back tomorrow actually. And she's a Zendaya fan. So my brother just piped in. I'd see him. Damon, we're talking about Dune. So
he was trying to miss the Dune. He was trying to miss the Dune talk.
He may have. Look.
I know they're going to start off with Dune.
Look, man.
We waited for you, Damon. We waited for you.
Hey. If I'm 14 and you non,
that's the rules.
You just got to watch what I watch.
That's the rules.
So